We even heard it on the desk. Both these teams, how are you supposed to decipher between the two who's superior in skill? It's nearly impossible because I view these guys pretty much in the same category. I'm expecting a Game 5, Joby. I hope we get a Game 5, and that's all I got to say about this.
Yeah, it seems to be shaping up that when you look at the top of Europe, you have your expecteds, your BDS, your vitalities. But when you start going down the line a little bit, you talk about like 3 through 6. I think these two teams are really trying to vie to be in those spots and, be up there with top blokes on that next, just that tier right below Vitality and BDS. But Arju, who has made waves every single time he's taken an RLCS pitch, will start with a Matane goal, and Galaxy Racer will start with the lead.
And I'm so glad that Matane got the first goal because I really want to talk about this guy. Everybody can mention Ixo because he's a beast. You saw his previous performance, but Matane has been stepping it up on defense, on offense, and in the midfield. I think he is a great addition to literally any roster because this man can do it all, and he fills the role of pretty much everyone on the team, whether they need him to be a passer, a shooter, or somebody who's just winning 50s in the midfield. He can do it, and he gets the first one here. Let's see if he can continue that trend, and with the help of Ixo, I'm sure that with demos like that too, it's going to happen.
Virtuoso are going to go downfield as soon as he saw the passing play develop. But Endpoint, the first minute certainly belonged to Galaxy Racer, but they're starting to grab a little bit more in wave 50s. Metzenar is the latest on that one. Virtuoso picking up a demo on the back side, but no one was able to commit on the follow-up for Endpoint, so it'll die there. Metzenar is behind the ball again for Endpoint. Last time what worked for them were beautiful passing plays in front of the box. They had space to work with and really had everything go their way how you expect it to. Virtuoso coming down, has a pass over to Metz and can't put it on, but Relating Wave had time to get back to it, and it's scooped up by Matane back into the corner.
Lots of responsibility on Virtuoso so far with the offense. He's been very aggressive, going for some bumps and some physical plays, which is expected. Galaxy Racer also did that in their previous series. I think Galaxy Racer have been the most physical team so far today, but things look like that's by the way things look, it's changing to Endpoint and Virtuoso leading the way. Now Relating Wave trying to get something in the air, and so far it's back and forth. I don't really know how to decipher the control aspect because these teams so even, and you can see in the first game how close they are with skill and with speed.
Well, to your point about physicality, Endpoint always bring their physical game, and Metzenar brings his aerial game and ties it up for Endpoint.
This is a weird play on the backboard, too. I'm not sure who was waiting. It was Arju in net. Ixo then pre-flips off the backboard, trying to get a dunk. Arju didn't turn in time, and you kind of just gave up a free shot to Metza. Galaxy Racer, their defense, very disorganized. I'm not sure where the communication was. Endpoint, they will definitely take that, and Metza's happy to have a free shot.
Don't push this one up high for Relating Wave, but Arju will actually grab it again. Ixo has a shot. Virtuoso picked up the save, and Metz had to follow that up quickly, but it's still in front, and it's blocked by Virtuoso. Ixo kicks that ball out to the corner, away from Virtuoso, and Arju couldn't get anywhere but the left side of that ball, so that will die for Galaxy Racer, and Matane buys a little bit of time, but can't start anything on offense for Galaxy Racer.
Got a big clear attempt now from Arju, trying to find Ixo. It's too powerful. Still gets the double tap. This play, so clean. You find somebody on offense with a huge clear. It's almost too powerful, but he turns it into a fantastic play. Ixo, the double tap in the corner. That's how you make something out of nothing.
Perfect positioning on that play from Arju. And you had the last man in net, Virtuoso, who was waiting for that touch to come out into the corner. And he was just a little farther away. It literally was a game of a couple of pixels to where you just got beat on the play. And that little double tap is enough to make Virtuoso hesitate to create that quarter-second opportunity you needed. Virtuoso getting bumped. He almost recovered to get back into it. But you're certainly going to see this physical game, I think, the whole way throughout for both teams. They're going to get chippy, and they're going to try to find demos.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the only thing they look for, but I think these two teams know each other pretty well.
That's why I was happy when I saw Galaxy Racer going for some bumps and some physical plays earlier on today, because I knew that if they ended up facing Endpoint, it could be a chaotic series, which is always super fun to watch. And I'm excited because seeing these physical plays develop, it's so back and forth that one team will just start getting so many demos, and you'll see the response where the others get frustrated, and it's so entertaining on the pitch.
Oh, Metz, the ball got a little far away from him. It's okay. The rest of Galaxy Racer were playing off the ball, but that Mr. Metanares put Virtuoso in a really tough spot to get that clear. Now having to retreat back. Mets couldn't find the ball, and Galaxy Racer are starting to just weave their way around Endpoint defenders, where Endpoint are expecting a 50 or a flip into the ball from Galaxy Racer. Galaxy Racer aren't biting on that, and it's causing them to win a couple more of these 50s than they might have otherwise.
Yeah, it's the first shift in tone that we've seen so far this series, where Galaxy Racer gaining some possession and going for some control. But as soon as they do that, Virtuoso gets the counterattack opportunity, and he secures it.
And that play up here, it's going to be Arju's task to try to save that. And that's tough to do. He's going supersonic trying to get into that box. You don't want to spend any time trying to size up how to get that save. You basically jump up and pray at that point when you're diving back for that save. So an unfortunate forced own goal for Arju off of the pressure from Endpoint.
Again, the defense looking a bit panicked from Galaxy Racer. After all that control, they get put on defense in a tough spot just one time, and they end up slipping. That was their first goal. A bit uncanny on the defense. Now this one, a 50 from Ixo could be the end game. We've got Arju getting the demo, and Ixo surely is going to get it. 8 seconds left, and they get this.
And that's how you make up for the own goal. You just take out the demo guy himself. Virtuoso exploded on the play. And a big lead here, a big goal. It's a 1-goal lead. That's not big at all. The final seconds, Arju getting the ball out to his teammate, and connection is solid. Can Relating Wave find a hard ball out to Virtuoso? Over to Metanares. He slipped it under, but it's a Galaxy Racer Game 1 victory.
That opportunity created in the final seconds, that was something else. Going for the demo, also securing it with the Ixo 50. So Galaxy Racer, I mean, still with the shaky defense, their offense still looked unbeatable when they were making opportunities like that. So at what point do Endpoint, no pun intended, have to keep going forward and winning more challenges? Because whenever they get on offense, they have great counterattacks, but they can't control it and keep it in there. So whoever's that third man back has got to start winning more 50s.
Yeah, I think that Galaxy Racer just have in those little 1v1 situations, that's where Endpoint are really struggling, where, Arju and Ixo especially, it's like they have control. Yeah. Endpoint, they go up expecting maybe a harder touch or just a solid 50, but then Galaxy Racer just sit behind the ball, and Endpoint end up going a little bit over the ball or a little too far off of it. Yeah. So I think there are little adjustments Endpoint can make, and I think you started to see it at the end, but they have to continue to be on their front wheels with this, if you will, and really be aware of what Galaxy Racer are trying to do with the ball, because they are mixing it up.
Yeah, I think their punishing game is beautiful. Every time somebody on Galaxy Racer comes off with a whiff on defense or doesn't get a solid hit, you've got somebody from Endpoint right there to punish them. Now, the next step is securing that game, because the first 2 goals out of Game 1 were just punishing goals where somebody from Galaxy Racer had made an unfortunate mistake on defense. Now, once you can get those in, secure it with maybe a solo play that you were talking about, Jorby, where you can outpace and or outplay the other opponent instead of forcing that mistake.
This lower bracket in general, we talked about how this part of the bracket felt pretty strong, and I think performances from teams today have solidified that in our minds. You look at how solid Singularity looked in the last game, and these are 2 other heavy hitters in that respect. You look at both of these teams and you think, okay, who can take on Singularity's defense and handle the passing game? Virtuoso will slip this through, and Endpoint will start Game 2 off with a lead.
I'm just going to shuffle through all these players who are running back. Arju and Ixo both jumped up for that clear. I was so confused at first as to how nobody was back on defense. The double commit is what cursed Galaxy Racer to leave an open net for Virtuoso. Again, it's the same issues, just awkward situations on defense from Galaxy Racer that are very simply fixed just with communication. So that side of it for Galaxy Racer is not looking the best.
Endpoint just playing reactionary on defense on this last push, and that shot is blocked by Metanares, but Matane covers the gap very quickly. Virtuoso forced to wait for Matane, but Matane ended up giving it up to Metanares, hopping right on that passing route. And a tough spot for Galaxy Racer, but they get out of it. Relating Wave tried to kick that ball away, but Matane gets on top of it, gets a second touch on it. Arju gets a challenge, but Ixo's gonna have to wait for it. And maybe get a second touch there. That was a very quick follow-up from Ixo, and it actually put Galaxy Racer in a spot back on offense where Arju has it close, and Virtuoso follows it nicely to get it out. But Endpoint are still in trouble. They need a massive clear.
I like that series of shots too. Now, Ixo, the demo on the backboard, almost resulted in something, but there's so much space given to Relating Wave. After that demo came out, nobody's ready to challenge, and we've got a battle at the midfield to earn some possession here. Some solid clears out of Endpoint, and we're still waiting. I think those midfield shots out of Galaxy Racer have been their best look so far. Here's a good 50 out into the midfield, and still somebody from Galaxy Racer is there to clean it up. We don't see that simple mistake, giving up on defense, and things looking better.
That play almost really worked out in Galaxy Racer's favor. The ball had bumped right back into Ixo, and then it kicked out straight to their third, and I thought a shot could have came, but a little far off of it. Ixo wanted to slow it down, but Relating Wave had the read. Endpoint starting to figure out Galaxy Racer on offense, or rather when they're on defense, and really collecting the ball on a lot of these passing lanes that were open before. And where challenges were working before for Galaxy Racer, they're finding a lot more trouble in front of the box, so they try to take out the defender, and Ixo can't sneak it through on Matane's demo attempt.
Oh, that would have been one of my favorite bump plays because Ixo kept that ball so grounded. He predicted the jump from Endpoint's goalkeeper, so he tried to squeeze it under him. Almost worked out. Would have been fantastic decision-making, or Galaxy Racer still lurking for their first goal. They can't force out any mistakes like Endpoint are doing to them, but they are almost creating some opportunities in the 1v1 space.
Endpoint too committed, and now they're in trouble. Metanaris gets
demo.
blown apart. Arju scores. Galaxy Racer explosive tie.
Ixo still the pillar of offense for this Galaxy Racer squad. He sees Metanaris, predicts the jump, takes him out of the air, and we've got a tied-up game. 1:46. Galaxy Racer finally back in it.
The physical play, the X factor right now for Galaxy Racer. Virtuoso. His touch is knocked away, and another challenge is staunchly Arju's. Another demo, and Ixo wanted to set up something, but Matane is going to play off that touch. Arju flies in from midfield and can't get that next challenge. Ixo, he'll lose that one to Virtuoso, and now Galaxy Racer are in retreat, but the catch will not be his. He's challenged again. Virtuoso has a demo. Maybe Endpoint can score off of it, but it's Metanaris who couldn't find his way towards the box.
And this is where chaos begins. There was just a demo play from Galaxy Racer that scored towards Endpoint's side. And now Endpoint, they've got to retaliate with that same aggression. You're going to love to see it. Virtuoso's been going for a few himself. Now this one off the ceiling. It's been a close game, but control still, I'd say, in favor of Galaxy Racer.
Well, Mets gets another 50 his way, and Relating Wave wants a pass, but Arju had the better angle there against Mets. Virtuoso can't win that challenge against Matane. This is where Endpoint might get into trouble. Ixo winning another 50. Arju up for this, and Endpoint gotta play hurry up in the corner here because that miss will just give Matane the ball. Here around the corner, he's got space. He's got Ixo on the wing, but couldn't shovel the ball out to him, and Relating Wave gets the next clear for Endpoint. In the final 30 seconds of game number 2, Endpoint have hung on. They couldn't stop Galaxy Racer from scoring their first goal. They're gonna have to collect again, but it's been tough to find consistent shots in front of that box turtle. Galaxy Racer with another clear. And here come the final second. Virtuoso carries, bumped out of the way. Ixo on the challenge. Can Arju be there in time? He can, but Relating Wave will get the follow-up off of Metanaris' save. And we go to OT.
I saw Arju jump up for that ball, and I could have sworn he was going to pop it a little bit higher to go for the backboard double tap. Instead, he hit it into the player who was challenging. There was a dunk. Now Arju again, a miss. Matane there's for the recovery. Doesn't have it. Galaxy Racer, they are still on the offensive side waiting for another opportunity. This is a good one for Mets and Relating Wave. 2-on-1. The demo maybe. No. This one just slipped out into 50, and still Galaxy Racer have managed to hold on.
They have, and Virtuoso doesn't have a midfield boost, so he can't challenge the play. That forces Relating Wave into an unfavorable 50 situation, but the rest of Galaxy Racer are going to sit in midfield, and Arju benefits greatly from it. Gets 2 taps, but Metanaris is there to cover. Nothing quite working just yet for Galaxy Racer. They're winning the majority of the 50s in midfield, but can't quite win that battle in the corner. Endpoint have done good enough to keep the play clean in this overtime, but the first minute, it looks scary whenever Galaxy Racer win that first challenge in midfield.
Yeah, that's the main risk for Endpoint. You know, sometimes when they don't push out fast enough, you lose that 50, and that's what's creating a lot of the pressure for Endpoint, or excuse me, for Galaxy Racer. And that's a solid clear too. Still having Endpoint run back on defense. They can't get organized in time to push forward, but this dribble can make something work.
Oh, Virtuoso couldn't get down to the ground in time. This is going to force Mets up, but he makes a great touch.
Oh,
and
what
the
a demo
from Virtuoso. Can he get behind the ball?
Oh.
Look for the read, but he couldn't get it. And Ixo now flips back into it. Relating Wave has Mets, but the ball too fast for Mets. He had no boost on the play. Virtuoso coming back around. Endpoint. They want to end it right here on this push. Virtuoso off the ceiling. Next for Relating Wave, and he plays it slow against the back wall. That's not going to be the play that does it for Endpoint. Mets. Nothing. That's just a touch to buy people some time.
What a clear
His
Virtuoso.
team some time, and Virtuoso misses the redirect. It might have put the screws on Galaxy Racer's defense. Relating Wave faked the touch, and Metsunora scores! Endpoint tie up the match.
A series of 3, 4, maybe even 5 shots. Relating Wave now tries to put this one in, maybe land on it. He flipped again, trying to get the bump. Did he get contact on Ixo as well? I think he might have hit it, but either way, Metz is finishing that one. And the fake ground pinch, you're right, Jorby. That's a way to end a game right there.
Relating Wave, it was one of two things. He either faked it or he was just going to jump off the wall and just stuff the ball in front. He just wanted to prevent the clear. Those are the two likely scenarios in my mind. Just the way he jumped off it, it looked completely intentional either way. I don't think he wanted to be the one to flip into that ball. He just wanted to stuff it. And either way, it worked. Metsunora still only had the tiniest window for that shot, Turtle.
Well, the crazy thing is, I also thought he might have gone for a demo, because whenever he jumped down off the wall, he used that flip last second to go towards the goalkeeper. I'm not sure if he got contact on Ixo. I could have sworn I saw something. We'll take another look at it here. As you can see, Metso went for the shot. Ixo flipped a little bit. I don't think there would have been a save either way if he got the bump, but still, that crazy play from Endpoint, at the end of the day, if they were able to hold on the defensive side, which they did, they pushed up forward, and on Virtuoso, I saw more aggression from him. That's what Endpoint need to do, is keep turning as that third man back instead of going all the way back for boost.
We reached the crux point of a best of 5, and it is game number 3. Putting the other on match point here could mean the whole match, and Metsunoris getting that ball out. Endpoint. It was a struggle at times on defense where Galaxy Racer were winning that midfield game. It was much cleaner in the corners from Endpoint. They were able to handle a lot of what Galaxy Racer were giving them, and it may come down to that 50 game again, Turtle. It came down to that in game 1 for Galaxy Racer, and it was the difference maker in game number 2. Even a feigned 50 will be enough to create the space.
Yeah, and for Galaxy Racer, those are so crucial because their counterattacks haven't been the best. They usually will get a goal after they've controlled the ball for quite some time. Meanwhile, Endpoint, it only takes them 1 or 2 counterattacks like this one here. Relating Wave, gonna follow it up after Virtuoso's beautiful work in the corner.
And this is a nice shot from Relating Wave. He was playing it close and flips just before it gets there, so he makes sure his car's center on the ball. If he stays on course for where his initial path was, that shot was going to go too far right, bang off the post, or turn into a solid counter-attack opportunity for Galaxy Racer, so that the timing on his flip had to be that perfect for that shot. Well done from Relating Wave.
It's always great to see the corner play of Rocket League continue to evolve. Now we're starting to go up the corner and use the ceiling instead of just try to wrap it around for the goal. Virtuoso did a great job there. Endpoint. This is a more aggressive team and a more mechanical one. Relating Wave, the double tap attempt. Almost gets it. Metza's so fast up to that ball. Galaxy Racer can barely manage to keep that shot out.
Well, Ixo forced Virtuoso to sit still, but Relating Wave had time to get up and make a challenge happen. So, opening up the options is good for Galaxy Racer. You're making that first man hesitate, but they have to have a crucial follow-up. Otherwise, they're never going to grab control of the ball here. And Endpoint are smothering them on the offensive side right now. But that miss from Metsunoris will now put them in a tough spot on the retreat. Relating Wave ends up giving it to Ixo, and it's denied by Virtuoso. Metsunoris will kick it away.
I believe it was Matane who also got a bump on Relating Wave. That was one of the best opportunities so far for Galaxy Racer. Again, they can't keep too much control. It's mostly been Endpoint. And now they have a good look. Arju's going to finish this one off. It took a couple of shots on net to open up this space, Jorby.
Yeah, a good counterattack, or really a good pass from, or to Ixo. And then it was pretty much panic from Endpoint on that play after that pass. You see that infield pass coming, you're like, I don't think anyone's covering that spot of the net. So everyone dives forward, and you get the result you got. Arju had a look on net, and Galaxy Racer tie it up pretty quickly. Grabbed here by Galaxy Racer. Now, how do they approach this? Endpoint have hopped all over them in midfield, and they've had a lot of trouble breaking out. They got that goal, which is nice on that pass in front, and now they win a couple of 50s.
Wow.
Arju dumps it down to an open net, and I guess that's how they get another goal, Turtle.
Oh my goodness, look at this touch from Mitane. The pre-flip pass out, then Ixo pops it all the way over for Arju. This was incredible from everyone on Galaxy Racer. The teamwork to move that ball and transition out of the defensive end, that is what you want to use as a model, as how to transfer and to get the ball forward out of your own end.
Galaxy Racer kicked the ball away again. Relating wave. Wanting a pass to something, but he couldn't get anything going. Both Virtuoso and Metzanares were sitting back on the play. You see them trying to weave around this Galaxy Racer rotation, trying to hit the opposite side of the flow, and that's where they usually can find the gaps, but it's been difficult. Galaxy Racer have done a good job covering a lot of options and at least having a car in front to stop Endpoint's assault forward. But now Endpoint are finding struggles keeping the ball out of the blue half. You see Matane already down across the back wall, and Metzanares puts it right up under him. Cleared out again.
A little scared if you see Matane up there on that waterfall part of the map. A little dip in the corner. Things getting a bit risky. Galaxy Racer now put back on defense, but with the way they've handled it before, and especially with that previous goal, yep, there, I'm not worried about it at all. Arju, fantastic job getting it out. He even puts a shot on net all the way from his own corner. Galaxy Racer have stepped it up on that transition game.
A relating wave will get that ball out again, but Galaxy Racer really trying to not overcommit against this Endpoint attack. They see two players sitting pretty close together, and they know those passing plays are going to come. They know they're going to try to play it away from them, either make a bounce awkward for them to get to. They haven't bitten on it too hard, and they've gotten every clear they've needed to. And it's Endpoint who need to respond. They only have 3 shots on net despite winning those 50s in midfield. A demo on the backside from Ixo might give him the space to get the clear, but it takes too long for Virtuoso to grab that ball in the corner, and Metzanares has nothing in the tank to be able to get back to the 50. But now he's got a full tank, and right behind was Virtuoso. Relating Wave makes the next 50 happen. It's got to happen on the next few pushes. Metzanares gets bumped, so Relating Wave has to take this one himself. That's an awkward clear for Arju, but it's saved by Ixo. Virtuoso wants to keep this play going. Relating Wave gets in front of it. Metzanares picks up a couple pads.
Nice turn.
Beats one to the ball. Relating Wave misses a bump. There's one off the backboard, but a shot will never come. Virtuoso has to give the ball back to Metz. Off the ceiling, does he have it? No. Ixo keeps the backboard clean, and now Endpoint got to do it one more time. They got to go the distance, maybe twice, with the amount of time left. There's a shot off the crossbar. It kicks straight out. Relating Wave got the touch. Metzanares tried to get the clear, and here comes Galaxy Racer again, but they can't get the insurance. They still keep the ball. Arju, nobody's ready from Endpoint against the back wall. Time is expiring. Metzanares needs to get that touch, but Galaxy Racer send the house, and they take Endpoint to match point.
Whew. Seems like at the end of this match, Galaxy Racer, the clears were so flashy. Absolutely no sweat on their side, getting the ball out of their own half. And I was amazed to see the way they were passing the ball. Endpoint, the boost game was crucial as well in those final few seconds. I saw Relating Wave, their one opportunity to get back in this game, and tie up the score line. Relating Wave jumped up, could have gone for a double tap, but did not have nearly enough boost in the tank in the final moments. You have got to have a little bit better timing of when you get those pads, and also whether or not the midfield boosts are even up, Jorby.
Yeah, and I think that, again, the lacking offense from Endpoint. They won a couple of 50s, but then it was the second man positioning, I think, that really killed Endpoint on their pushes, because as soon as Galaxy Racer would get the ball or they would get a chance to respond, they'd end up either slowing it down or just read the positioning perfectly on what Endpoint were giving them. They'd either force that second man to wait, and by that time it's too long, Galaxy Racer had time to reset, or they just kick it hard past them, and Endpoint got a reset from their own corner. They couldn't keep the ball locked past midfield at all because Galaxy Racer just did a good job reading everything that Endpoint were giving them position-wise. And we are getting the sorry, Turtle. We are getting the lobby back up. We're getting a new server for the players, and so we appreciate this patience from everyone at home watching. We'll get back into the game real shortly.
That information takes priority over whatever I'm saying, because we've got to get these servers back up and running, because this is a close series. This is crazy, man. I love how close they are in terms of aggression, because whenever you see both teams go for demos, then they start kind of going into this weird shape-shifting style where nobody's really set forward, nobody's really controlling the pitch as much. It's just demos all over the field. But towards the end of that game, Galaxy Racers certainly were controlling the pace. And even before that, when Endpoint did take a glorious win, it was mostly because they were turning super early on the rotation out. And I think Metza and Virtuoso, I think they need to respect themselves a little bit more, because they'll often go all the way back for boost instead of taking pads and turning instantly, because those two players are very underrated in terms of speed. I feel like if they turn just a little bit sooner, that's what's going to create a lot of great opportunities. That's what helped with Virtuoso turning a bit more on their single win in this series. And overall, I want to see that confidence start to flow through all of them on the side of Endpoint.
That also has burned them a couple of times, though. I remember Virtuoso a couple times sitting in midfield thinking a canister was going to spawn in time for him to make a 50 happen, and then he was forced to retreat. That happened again, I believe, with Metanoris as well. So maybe that's part of what's causing them to hesitate a little bit, is that their timing on the rotations to pick up boost pads have been just a little off. But, with a new game comes new timing sense, so maybe they can get that figured out. But Galaxy Racer, I think, have put themselves in a prime spot to take the series here. Right now, they are in the driver's seat in the match, and also I think, passing just the eye test in terms of how you think the rest of the match is going to go. But we got everyone in on the server, and this is it for Endpoint. They got to win this to force Game 5.
And we started this series out asking for Ixo and a fantastic performance from him. So far, we have gotten that. We want to at least see that again in this game if we're going to see a win from Galaxy Racer. But on the side of Endpoint, I think Virtuoso has been the man to step up the most. If he can pop off just a little bit more, show some more mechanical prowess, maybe get some more boost control under his name, because he has got the skill to make opportunities for his teammates. He just got to make it work.
But when you have Arju winning 50s like that in midfield and then putting shots on net, forcing Endpoint into some hurry-up situations on defense, it's certainly going to be difficult. But Endpoint were able to take the second game rather. Metanoris wants to pass a relating wave, a good play in front for Endpoint, but Galaxy Racer had time to get reset, and now Matane behind the ball. Trying to kick it up past Virtuoso, but not hard enough. And Endpoint grabbing the ball back, and it's defended again by Arju, who has cut off a lot of those passes in the defensive third.
Oh, quick little counterattack. Matane gets the bump, I'm pretty sure, on that final man in rotation. This was a speedy counterattack.
Yeah, Matane just tackles Virtuoso, and he just kicks off the back wall. Good luck getting to anything on that. But Matane sent Virtuoso back to the garage on that last goal.
That was awkward from my angle because I saw him on the backboard, but I didn't know if he pre-flipped or not. But it was actually Matane just punching him out the way on it.
Good way to start for Galaxy Racer. Uh-oh, that miss may have given Virtuoso a chance, but he was just shaded a little too far right. Endpoint, it gets really tough mentally here when you've struggled in the last game on offense, and then Galaxy Racers start with a very meaningful goal, especially the way that they do it. Beating Endpoint at their own game. Endpoint typically pride themselves on being the more physical team, but Galaxy Racer have really outboxed them in that respect. It's what, in my opinion, has made the difference for Galaxy Racers wins in this match. And they got tied up in front of the box, running to the other players, not your own team.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had the physical game where you can't be going for your own teammates at this point. But still, Galaxy Racer, I want to see more from Endpoint with the demos. I think that's the difference. I usually expect when one team just gets demoed, it's an instant response. You're angry, you're upset, you got demoed, so you're going to start doing that yourself. It kind of plants that seed in your brain where you're just like, all right, I need to start basically taking all these players out as well because I don't want to get bullied this whole time. And we haven't seen that answer yet from Endpoint. Yeah,
they've been trying to go for this. I mean, you're seeing the passing in front, and the passing is great. There's a demo from Virtuoso, but Netsunaris got back to the 50. This is going to be a tactical retreat for Endpoint. Ixo all over the ball, and Relating Wave got the lion's share of that touch. Arju got it back out to the corner. Virtuoso. And we had Metanoris on the side, just couldn't get his car around, took the shot instead. Relating Wave, it's a bounce out to him. Couple nice rebounds. Here's Relating Wave again, keeps it high and awkward for Matane, but he's up to the task. Galaxy Racer, not the easiest defenses, but they made it happen, and here comes a freebie off the backboard. Matane scores. That's a Galaxy Racer 2-goal lead.
I feel bad for Relating Wave. Look at this man. He gets the bump and then sees it bounce off the backboard. He just got that demo on a player, so he assumes nobody's going to follow up. He's got time to rotate all around, but he in fact doesn't. Somebody from Galaxy Racer is that quick to respond, recognize the demo occurred, push up, get the goal. Huge play from Galaxy Racer. And now there's another one as this one gets thrown towards the other side. Endpoint has to get the 50. They manage to break out. Still chaos on the field with the demos. This is too much control out of Endpoint, or out of Galaxy Racer.
It's crunch time for Endpoint. Yeah, they got to hit the urgency button about 5 times. Virtuoso, Relating Wave will actually pull off. Didn't like the angle he had. He saw Arju shading him, and Virtuoso will kick it back out to buy some time for Endpoint. But they cannot hang on to this ball for more than a single touch in the attacking half. Here, Metanaris back into the corner. Virtuoso going to try to take away Arju's option, but then Arju just kicks it straight back out. So you move away from one option, Arju picks the other, and it just feels like it doesn't matter what you do. They find the gap. Here's Arju again, just putting the ball out against Virtuoso. Not anything that they could do about it on that play. Metanaris sneaks it through on the counter attack, and Endpoint aren't out of it just yet.
Oh, this little pass right here from Virtuoso, the little toss-up to give it to Metza, who saved his flip off the wall, got all the power. Metane was even in net, but he was positioned a little bit too far forward. Metza, he's stepping up now with the pass from Virtuoso. Endpoint still got a chance.
Endpoint, they get the kickoff. Metanaris took the boost, and Virtuoso got tied up with him. There was a miscommunication there. Somebody had to challenge that ball, but they do not get punished for it. And here comes another passing play, but you're always going to get an orange car in front of these passes. Rarely have Galaxy Racer let them slip through. Virtuoso, gone. And Metanaris bumped out of the way. Relating Wave making up for lost time. He gets the demo, but not the ball. And Endpoint are forced to try again. Virtuoso cannot keep the ball away from Ixo. Now Metz trying to get that ball by Arju. He did. But Galaxy Racer somehow always come up with the ball. Relating Wave wants a chance at it, but no follow-up comes, and Ixo levitates in midair. Virtuoso forced into a bad challenge. Arju off the ceiling. Here he goes.
One
shot. It's good. Galaxy Racer with insurance from a dazzling play from Arju.
This is how you end a series. Getting bumped to the ceiling, saving your flip, and smacking it down. Almost like we're playing volleyball with a spike. Galaxy Racer, it is too nice from all three of them. We've got a flashy finish to this series, Gorby.
The last 15 seconds from Endpoint have to be something we haven't seen before, but instead, it's the book we've been reading all match long. Arju collects his next goal. That's his second, 4 total for Galaxy Racer, and they're doing a victory lap at the end of the match.
This is just confidence at its finest. Galaxy Racer, they were only in the lead by 1 goal, 50 seconds left. Endpoint, it looked like they were going to creep back in, but Galaxy Racer said, nope, we have full confidence in our team. We're still going to keep with the aggression, no matter if you get a goal, maybe one at the end. We don't care, 6 seconds left. Surely it can't be possible. But I guess there's been crazier things that have happened in Rocket League, but this is pretty much over for Galaxy Racer. Endpoint struggled to get a lot of plays developed, and it's a little bit too late.
While Galaxy Racer's last match was the Ixo show, this was a much more team-oriented effort out of Galaxy Racer. All 3 players performing at peak, and Arju at the end was really the only bit of flash that you got, but it was a dirty, physical, rough game on both halves, and Galaxy Racer absolutely outboxed Endpoint the entire match through. This is a team that we said at the beginning of the day. We think that, Team Queso stunned them, and a lot of people still feel like this is a top 5, top 6 team in Europe. Day 2 had to be a return to form for Galaxy Racer for us to continue to believe that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this was. They absolutely recovered. They looked every bit as good as they have in previous regionals, and they're going to go on to play Singularity Turtle, and that's going to be an exciting match.
You've got to be fearful of Galaxy Racer. There's a lot of great mechanics, a lot of great players individually. At first, it was just Metane, who I was specifically impressed with, but then Ixo's been popping off. Arju at the end as well. That was a fantastic performance. Endpoint at this point, we're just a punching bag, literally, for Galaxy Racer to stomp through, and I'm excited to see how they perform tomorrow. Galaxy Racer, keep your eye out for them.
I don't think they play Singularity yet. I might have jumped the gun on that, but that's why Gibbs does that kind of work. So we'll go back to him and Leaf on the desk.